What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 7 to the Sky. Guys, I've cleaned up around here a little bit, and looks like this guy literally just spawned. What do you got, guy? What do you got? You got player damage plate. Blessed chainmail leggings of gravity. So nothing good. Literally nothing good. You die now. All of you get out of my skyblock world. You are not worth it. Goodbye, sir. Peace out. So I had one of these guys spawn just a little bit ago, like, I don't know, 30 minutes ago. And then I got this thing, the Great Plate of Eternity, Protection 5, Mending Up, Breaking 5. So that's really good. Problem is, we are currently wearing a jetpack, so I can't put it on. But if we ever get into a situation where we need to fight a boss or some enemies and we don't need to fly, we have that available here in my pouch. So that's pretty awesome. So guys, I've been looking through this mod pack, trying to figure out what it is that we should do, where we should go with it, and things along those lines. And to be honest with you, I felt like this has been kind of a kitchen sink style mod pack. Like, there wasn't a lot of direction. We have quests, right? So there's like all of these quests, and I was kind of looking through them. And for instance, like exploration, the Twilight Forest is like, yes, I've done all of this before. Is there any reason for us to do any of this? And then I was kind of like, okay, blood magic, I've done all of this before. Is there any reason for us to do any of this? So yeah, I've been kind of like going through these different sections, trying to figure it out. There's a lot of stuff in the create mod. I was like, okay, so create, I know there's deployers in here. Is there anything specific with that we need create for? And I wasn't seeing anything. But then I stopped up here at the top. I can't scroll up. Why can I not scroll up? Okay, now I can scroll up. Up here at the top, the creative section, right? This is the meat and potatoes of like all of these packs where you can make the creative items and things like that. So I was like, okay, there's a creative section. What is it in here that they want us to do? Well, Master of the Sky. Let's just take a look at this one, for instance. This wants us to get a Nexium emitter, whatever the heck that is. But check out this recipe for this. It's not a crazy ultimate crafting recipe, but there is stuff in here, and that actually has me a little interested. Why did my F3 screen come up? I'm not sure. Maybe I pressed F3. Look at this. So EV solar panel. This is like from the old Industrial Craft 2 mod, but this is FTB Industrial Contraptions. And instead of using EU, it's using this Thunderbolt, whatever that is. I don't know what that, I'm sure that means something. I have no idea. I haven't used this mod before. But anyway, this is making, this needs some HV solar panels and coolant cells, a block of netherite antimatter. There's like some cool stuff in here. So an HV solar panel requires MV stuff, MV requires LV, LV requires these things, electronic circuits, basic generators. That requires like industrial grade metal, LV batteries, iron furnace, that is LV cables. That requires rubber. How do you even get rubber in this pack? I have no idea. So rubber comes from smelting slime balls is a way. I think I saw there. Yeah, you can do from latex if you wanted to do that, which means you need rubber wood trees. And how do you get rubber wood? You got to sift leaves. All right, so you can see there's a rabbit hole here. I think we could also get it. Yeah, we can get this directly from the market with emeralds. Anyway, point being is that there's more stuff in this pack than I was originally giving credit for. Yeah, when I was looking through this and through the getting started and all this, like, okay, yeah, we can go through the nether and stuff. But yeah, there's actually some kind of cool stuff. And that's gotten me a little bit more excited about this pack and setting up some infrastructure and all that kind of stuff. Our Applied Energistics system over here, looking kind of sad, just being a storage system and not being any sort of auto crafting or anything like that. So I kind of feel like at this point, let me turn this F3 off. I feel like at this point, we should probably work on our Applied Energistics, bulk this out a little bit so we can get started into automations and like running AE throughout the base. I think that makes a lot of sense. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So down underneath here, we have this one piece of bedrock. So yeah, I'm not sure where we're going to put our Applied Energistics. Normally, like sticking directly underneath the center of the base. But yeah, that bedrock's right there, and we don't have a lot of space above it. So maybe we'll come down a little bit and put it down here or something, and then run our main trunk cables up along this way. I'm not sure how we're going to do this, but yeah, that's definitely a thing that I want to do. Let's take a look at the ME controller. Before we even get started with any of that, we need to know like what this is going to cost and if we can start doing this. So yeah, that's going to be a diamond processor, Skystone, Fluix. This is all like fairly straightforward and simple stuff. And that's just diamond in the press. Yeah, we've seen this before. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just make, I don't know. I guess I'm going to try and get started here and make like 5 controllers, maybe 7 of them to get us started here. And then we can kind of like expand on this later as we go. All right, guys, so I have crafted up 7 of these engineering processors. Remember, we needed one of those for each one of these ME controllers. And then we're going to need 4 Fluix and some Skystone for each one of those. 4 Fluix, 4 Skystone. So here is some Skystone. In fact, I think I have a little bit more in here. Yeah, I put some of those away. Okay, so we have the Skystone, we have the processors, but the Fluix crystal, we don't really have that much of. So here's the thing with Applied Energistics in this version, you can take the Fluix crystal. We look at the uses of it. We can take those, put into an inscriber. We get Fluix dust. We take 1 Fluix crystal, 1 Fluix dust mixed with sand. Where is it? Right here. Fluix dust mixed with sand makes 2 Fluix seed. You take the Fluix seed, and you can wait 20 minutes with it in water, or you can throw it into an enrichment chamber, and the seed will grow up into a crystal. So 1 Fluix crystal turns into dust mixed with sand for 2 seeds, and the seeds turn into Fluix crystals. So essentially, you're taking sand and duping Fluix crystal, right? And then this process starts all over. So you take that, you put it into the inscriber, back to dust, the dust with the sand into the seed into the enrichment chamber, boom, right? So we had an enrichment chamber that we made previously, and we have our inscriber. So if we take these Fluix crystals and we just drop them in here, it's a little slow. We could use some acceleration cards, but we just drop those into here. We are making Fluix dust, right? And there's that. We take those with the sand. I have a little bit of sand. I'm going to have to make more. That into 18. And then we take those into the enrichment chamber. And again, a little slow. We could use some upgrades. But we are able to just make Fluix crystals this way automatically. Well, not automatically, but pretty automatically anyway. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing to get the rest of the Fluix. So I'll be back. Oh my goodness, guys, sound muffler is so good. These mechanism machines, quite obnoxious without the muffler here. So you just search for mechanism and then you can silence them. So yeah, you probably won't be able to hear them at all in the video. I can barely hear it myself. Anyway, so we have these machines fully upgraded now. I went ahead and I made all the upgrades for them, but that's using 200 FE per tick. Doesn't sound like a lot, right? No, doesn't sound like a lot. But right now, our current power generation is 2 magnetic dynamos, and they're making 40 RF per tick. So a total of 80, and we need 200 for that. Yeah, so you can see our battery here took quite a hit. We do have a little bit of power, so it's not awful, but it is taking a hit, and we can't sustain that for forever. But we are starting to gain a collection of these crystals, which is great. I did add in acceleration cards here. I made these out of calculation processors and then a piece of Fluix to make the acceleration card. So it wasn't so bad at all. But anyway, I think we have enough of this stuff for right now. But yeah, the power situation, that is definitely something that we're going to have to look at upgrading here very soon. I do believe, and under thermal, if we take a look here, we can upgrade those magnetic dynamos using these things right here, auxiliary reaction chamber. So that lessens the fuel energy. I guess that means how much. I think that lowers the efficiency of it, I think, but it like produces more power. So that's the important thing. So that's some silver gears. I don't know if we can even do this. I'm not sure if we have silver. We probably do. We need signalum. So that's going to be a thing that we have not looked at yet. How do we even get signalum? Is there like a simple crafting recipe for that? There's bulk crafting. We need the signalum dust. Okay, so yeah, the signalum dust is crafted. That is very easy. You don't even need a machine for this. So dust, copper dust, redstone dust, silver dust, makes that. Then you smelt that and you have it. So that is relatively straightforward. Then we need to turn it into plates. We can do that with the ore hammer here or the engineer's hammer. 2 ingots for 1 plate, or we need a machine that'll turn it from 1 ingot to one plate. So obviously the machine is where we want to be, but like I said, this is pretty inexpensive for us to craft right now. So we should be able to just make extra like that. So anyway, that's something that I'll be looking at, those auxiliary coils. What are they called? Auxiliary reaction chamber. And then I do believe we can throw in the resonant integral component, and this will also further provide more power per dynamo. That requires aluminum, which I think is the same sort of a deal. Yeah, so glowstone dust, silver dust, and then tin dust to make this. And then to turn that into a gear, you need 4 of those. We need the previous tier. So there's a little bit of a rabbit hole in order to do this, but I think we have all the materials necessary. So I'm just going to go ahead and start grinding through this and try and upgrade our 2 dynamos that we have there to the maximum capacity. All right, so we have just made the Enderium ingots that we need to upgrade these resonant integral components. So let's make this one, and what do I need for this one? There we go. So there's 2 of these things. Awesome. We have a little bit of that remaining. I did make our ME controllers. Let's head over here to our dynamos. So if we take a look in here, I put in 3 of these auxiliary reaction chambers, and you can see now that we're making 160 RF per tick on both of these. This one actually had like some fuel efficiency module in there, and it gave it like an efficiency of 80%, but I didn't feel like we were going to need it since we're just going to drop these in anyway, and they need a spot. So we go from 160 to 640 RF per tick. That's a slight increase. Okay, so now we're making what, 1280 RF per tick? Okay, now we don't really have to worry about using 200 RF per tick over here when we're making our Fluix crystals. Yep. So these are a little power hungry, these machines right here. But yeah, now that we got our power upgraded, not an issue. All right, guys, so I moved our Applied Energistics system from over there to kind of the center of the base. So we have our elevator here in the center of this platform, and our Applied Energistics right here we can just right click on, and move the furnace over here just for easier access. So if we go down, you can see here below where our Applied Energistics terminal is, we have a cable coming down to our ME controllers that we made. Our drive is down here with all of our digital storage, and then we're powering it right here with this 1 flux point, which is costing around 60 FE per tick. Not a big deal. I did lay out some dirt to kind of show the max size controller, just so I had an idea of the size of this and where to put the floor. Because if we put a floor underneath this, I want to be able to walk underneath this thing, right? I don't know if we're going to make the max size controller, but I wanted to have room just in case. So just put it out of dirt. And I started filling this out down here, and I was like, I know cobblestone isn't what we're going to use, but we do have an item in here, the exchanging gadget, so we can swap this out with whatever material we want later on, which is definitely a thing that I'm looking forward to doing. But I started laying this out, and I was like, you know, it'd probably make things easier if we had some kind of a border around here, and then we brought that border down, and then we could just fill in the center and have like a little inside area, right? Well, I was kind of thinking about the different blocks that we could use, and honestly, I'm thinking concrete at this point. So I made up some white concrete powder, and then I was about to start solidifying this so we could place it in the world. And then I was like, wait a second, let's take a look at this. The uses on concrete, what can we do? Bulk washing through create. This is what we want to do, because you can just put a bunch of stuff in there. It takes like 15 seconds, and then all of them get converted. You don't have to place, break, and then place again like the vanilla method. This is so much better, but we haven't started into create at all, so we don't really have a way to do this, but I am willing to put aside a little bit of time just to be able to do this, to make our life easier, so we can have like a better downstairs section here to start getting our Applied Energistics up and running, right? So let's go ahead and work on a little bit of create right now. So we need a propeller, which means we need some iron plates and some andesite alloy. I don't even know if we have andesite. We do have a little bit. Okay, so that'll make life easier here. So andesite alloy, some iron nuggets, some andesite. Let's just go ahead and create a few of those. We don't need a crazy amount, just a few. And then these iron plates, that is made with some ingots and an ore hammer. Looks like if we had the rolling machine from this industrial contraptions mod, we could do it pressing. Yeah, through create, we could do it multi-servo press. This actually might be the better way of doing it. Is this expensive? That is some bronze, some constantan. Again, that's some more ores that we haven't made, nickel and copper. You know what? I think we'll probably go ahead and do the multi-servo press just so we can make plates that much easier. We can make it using the ore hammer, but this has limited durability. In fact, I made an Invar one, and it costs 2 blocks of ore, whichever type. So in this case, it was 18 Invar ingots plus 3 sticks to make this. And you can only make 3 stacks worth of stuff out of it. It's not that great. We really should have some type of machine. So let's do the multi-servo. Multi-servo? Okay, I thought there was a dash in there. I guess that was incorrect. So this guy. Right, so we're going to have to make all this stuff. That's easy to make. This, however, tin, easy. Okay, so we do that. We have the machine frame. We have that. So we're just missing these 2 gears. And again, we need this dust. So I have some copper dust, but I don't have any nickel dust. We have some nickel. We have some raw nickel. So we'll do that. Ore hammer. We'll grab this. And I don't know how much we need. Let's do 16 of those. How much copper do we have? We have 2. That's not going to be enough. So I guess we'll do some of this. So that's 8. And then we'll do 8 more of that. Okay, so we have the copper and we have the nickel. We combine those. Boom. We have some constantan and we throw it into here and it'll smelt down and make the thing. So we'll have the ingots here. I'll be able to make the gears. We'll make the multi-servo press. And then we can start making these plates. So getting the machine really wasn't that bad. We made the constantan and yeah, we had everything else. You can see the machine's a little slow and it's only using 20 RF per tick. So that's not bad. We can throw in some augments in here to speed this up. But for right now, since we only need 4 of those, I don't think we need to worry about that. So we'll throw that back into the system here. And we want to make this propeller. Boom. Done. So that was easy. This thing right here, we need an andesite casing. So in order to make an andesite casing, we need to take an andesite alloy and put that onto a stripped log. And just so happens, we have some stripped logs here from previous andesite. I'll make 2 of these. I don't know how many of these we're going to need, but I know Create uses a bunch, so we will make a little bit extra. Okay, so we have those, and then we need a shaft. Oh, we need more of this. 2 of those, this, that, boom, 8 shafts. And now we have ourselves an encased fan. Awesome. Wait, why did I have an extra propeller? Did I make that before, or did I get that as a reward? Now I'm not entirely sure. Somehow we had an extra fan though. I guess always check to make sure if you've gotten stuff previously. Anyway, so now that we have that, we, let's see here. We need to go into the create section. I guess we should unlock this because the andesite casing I just made, we don't have credit for. And the fan, I'm sure, is in here somewhere. There's so many quests for like basically every single item. Is this it? That's the fan right there. Okay, so we want to do this. And that's going to give us the wrench. Sweet. Andesite casing. We had that. Okay, so now we have that complete. Andesite casing. And the encased fan. Sweet. So we have all of these quests that we just did completed. Now we need to get some kind of a power source, some kind of way to turn this. And I believe the easiest way is like a water wheel or something. Oh, we need 32 of those for this quest. Interesting. Let's see. What else do we have in here? I know there's like a manual way to do this, and I'm not sure if that's actually worth doing. Like a oh, wait, here we go. Rope pulley depot. Okay, let me figure out where the power section is. All right, guys, so here we go. I have the fan placed down here, and I had to go get myself another bucket of water. So you place the fan with water in front of it. Since the water is next to a waterlogged stair that's 1 block lower, this water's like, oh, I can flow here, and it doesn't go all over the place. So that's kind of nice. So yeah, we need to turn this fan on so we can blow. And then this also needs some kind of a stopper here. So let me just grab, oh, I don't know. How about this piece of dirt that's in my inventory right here? Some kind of a stopper, right like that. We can throw down our white concrete powder. Okay. And then we need this thing to turn. So I found that there was a hand crank. The recipe is just 3 planks plus an andesite alloy. Makes that. This does use a lot of hunger though. This is not the ideal way, but for our use case here, this should be fine. So normally Well, I guess you want to make sure which way this is going. So if I just right click on this, you can see the particles are flowing into the fan. That's the opposite of what we want. So a shift right click, you can see now we're getting the blue particles. That is what we want. So we place this down right here and we do a shift right click and we just hold this for a little bit. And a few seconds later, this should solidify all of that concrete powder over there. But yeah, you can take a look at my hunger. You can see that is going down. The little gray hash behind it is going up pretty quickly. And when that reaches all the way to the left side of the hunger bar, yeah, then it uses a little bit of the hunger there. All right, so this should be about done. Hopefully, this isn't going to take too much longer. And I won't have to use all of my food to do this. Okay, there we go. So there's an entire stack of concrete done. I think it's the same amount of time regardless of how much you put in there. So if I put the rest of this concrete, what is that, 5 more stacks? I put all of that here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoop. Get over there. Okay, we do that and we hold right click, shift right click one more time. Yeah, those are all solidify so much faster. There is a bunch of like automatic powers you can get and create. Water wheels, I think, is the first automatic style you can get. There's electric motors that we can make and all this kind of stuff. Right now, this is just the easiest way for us to get this done without getting really into the weeds of the create mod. Well, I ended up having to make about 9 more stacks of the white concrete beyond what I had already made as far as concrete powder. And this is what we're looking like now. So we got ourselves our walls all the way around. We have ourselves a nice floor. The floor I would like to swap out for stone, but before we swap this out for stone, I'm going to want a way to get stone a little bit easier than having to take cobblestone and smelt it. I mean, I guess we could use the create to bulk smelt just like we just did the bulk washing. If you put lava in front of this, you can smelt things as long as there's a recipe for that. But yeah, instead of like smelting cobblestone into stone, I would like to get the material stonework factory, I believe. And this guy does require some stuff: advanced machine frame, pink slime, and some netherite scrap. And we need pink slime ball here. So there's a few things we might grab that next episode and work on that a little bit. I still would like to start down this path here. We looked at this at the start and I bookmarked all this stuff, but yeah, unfortunately, we are not there yet because we're just building out the base a little bit here, trying to get ourselves some infrastructure going. Next things that we need to do is get some auto crafting online. So that'll probably be what we look at next episode as well. Now that we have where our controller is going to be, the auto crafting, get that set up, and then we can start running our Applied Energistics throughout the base and setting up automations, and then that'll make our life that much easier. So definitely looking forward to that, guys. We're going to go and wrap the episode up here for today. Finally getting some base building done. We did some of this platform building at the start, and then I kind of left it for a while. Now I'm reinvigorated, ready to get going here. So yeah, we'll definitely be working on the base a bit, get that Applied Energistics going, the auto crafting, and hopefully get that material stonework factory so we can replace the cobblestone around the base with at least stone or stone brick, or maybe other concrete versions. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.